Hey, what's good, family? How you doing? Today I want to start kind of singing and explaining some of these poems to y'all. Now there aren't many that I can explain because it's I'm still working on the language and trying to figure out how to um, like articulate some of this. But there are a couple poems that I've gone through and sung enough times. I think I finally get the idea what they mean, and I want to talk to y'all about one of them. And I really like the meaning of this one. I think it could be very helpful. If you're kind of going through some dark days, if you're not really, in a good space, this could help. And let me set my phone down on this chocolate that we got. Me and my wife bought some chocolate as like a gift from when we was in the States, and it won't work. Hold on. Here we go. Had to use a cup. So this poem is called Haruo Sagusu. No, sorry. Sorry. Haruo Saguru. There we go. Haruo Saguru. And Haruo Saguru means searching for spring. And the author is Taeki. And I think Taeki may be a Chinese author. I need to go back. I didn't check thoroughly enough. But I think it's a Chinese author because there's a mixture of, when you go through Shigen, there's a mixture of Japanese authors and Chinese authors. And the ones that tend to have like two character names tend to be the Chinese authors. So Taek, I need to check if he's Chinese. I'm not really sure. But this is a really good poem. And today I'm just going to do like the first half of it. So the first two lines, which in this poem consists of 7 characters. So let me show you. Here it is. So here's the whole poem. Here we go. Here's the whole poem. And today I'm gonna go through just like here and here, the first 2 lines. All right, so the first line is Jinjitsu haru o tazunete haru o mizu. So Jinjitsu is sort of like on a wintry day, kind of a cold day. Haru o tazunete is searching for or inquiring for spring. And haru o mizu means that you are unable to find spring. And mizu, if you just hear mizu, it sounds like water. But in Japanese, you could sometimes put zu at the end of something. I don't know how to explain, like the Z form of it. So like you have sa, shi, su, se, so, right, in Japanese. And then that's the normal s sounds. But then you can add like a little tick mark above it, and it changes to za, ji, zu, ze, zo, right? And sometimes if you have a s verb, like sagasu, or, well, no, not a su verb, sorry. It doesn't really apply like just to su verbs. But anyway, you can add zu at the end of something to negate it, right? So miru is to see, and mizu would be like unable to see. But anyway, so basically it's like on a wintry kind of cold day, you go out looking for spring and you don't see it. You don't see any signs of it. All right, so here's that. Jinjitsu haru o tazunete haru o mizu. Yeah, says that. And I love this. I love this part. I love this whole poem because well, I'll get to it when we finish the whole thing. But I really like kind of the message behind it, right? A lot of these poems will have like, and I'll try to go through this again I'll try to better explain this later on as we try to continue this poem. But how these work, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, right? And how it tends to work, and I need to look up the Japanese because there's an actual Japanese terms to describe each line. But basically, you'll have kind of your setup of your story or your situation, and then you'll have kind of like the continuation of it, like the build up, and then you have the climax, and then you'll have kind of the moral of the story, or you'll have the resolution of the story, depending on what the theme is and everything. But there's an actual kind of pattern to these, right? You'll have a beginning, kind of build up, and then like the crescendo moment, and then you'll have like the moral or something like that. So in this case, it's kind of leading up to something. So we have that, searching for winter, and we're unable to find it. And the second line is Jōrei fumiyaburu ikuchō no kumo. So here we have basically our footsteps walking through a just whole bunch of snow and fog and clouds and everything. So we're just walking through, and everything, the I think it's Jōrei is like the trees, right? The trees and everything are just covered in snow and everything, and it's just all, like you can imagine, everywhere you look, it's just white out and cloudy and just heavy clouds in the sky, and it's just no signs of winter, no signs of spring at all, right? So it's just barren, just cold. It doesn't say emptiness, but every time I go through this, it's kind of like the imagery in my head is like cold emptiness wherever you look, right? So that's kind of where we get with these first two lines, are kind of building a picture of, you go outside, you're looking around, and you're trying to find spring, right? You can read into a little bit like beauty and life and energy, and you look around, it's just cold and just dark and just gloomy. It seems hopeless. It seems hopeless. But is it really hopeless? We'll get to that later. But let me go through this, the second line. Also, usually with these, the second line tends to start out, if we're doing a regular 4-line piece, the second line tends to begin lower, right? So the first part, Jinjitsu, is kind of like a jing. It's kind of, I don't know what you call it, like mid-range, I guess. It's not so low, not so high. But then when we get into Jōrei, it's Jōrei. So it's a little bit lower, right? So like at the end of the first one, Haru wo, trying to keep that action in here. Mizu, and then moving on, Jōrei fumi yaburu ikuchō no kumo. Yeah. So yeah, that's part 1 of春を探る, Searching for Spring, by Taiki. And when I stop being lazy, I will get through the second part. So y'all let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, y'all are learning right along with me. So let's keep going. Catch you in the next one.